Hello everybody, welcome to the Poverty Chronicles. Today I want to talk about the dreaded word that some of us just shiver when we hear and some of us just want to go run and hide. But the word for today is credit. Yes, credit doesn't have to be scary. The more we know, the more we understand it, the better we will be able to manage it and not be so fearful. So I just want to cover a couple of things today, and then we'll come back in a couple of days and we'll talk some more. So first of all, let's talk about why having good credit is important. And two, what exactly is good credit? What number? What is the perfect credit score? Right? So I'm going to just put this into terms of home ownership, since that's when most people are coming to me and wanting to talk about getting their credit together. So let's just put this into perspective. In order to get pre-approved for a mortgage, you need to have at least a 620 credit score, right? Most lender programs right now are requiring a minimum 620 credit score. However, in order to have more options as far as mortgage products go, you should have at least a 650. All right? So how do you get there? Let's talk about how credit formulas work first of all. So the three main credit reporting bureaus are TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. And then there is what's called a FICO score, which is what most lenders use to determine your credit worthiness. The FICO stands for Fair Isaacs Company. Fair and Isaacs were the people who created and developed the credit reporting formula, right, that is most popular in the lending industry. So how does it work? How do they determine whether or not somebody gets a good credit score? It's based on a few things. Number one, how you manage your existing credit, right? So when we think about credit, most credit scores are not, actually all credit scores do not count whether or not you pay your rent on time, if you pay your utilities on time, if you make your cell phone payments on time. It would be nice, but they don't. What they're looking for are counts such as your student loans, right? Those count towards your credit score. Credit cards, if you have any credit cards, those definitely are used to determine your credit score. If you have an auto loan, if you already have a mortgage, or if you have any other loans, personal loans, that are being reported on your credit score. Now, what factors do they use to determine? Well, paying your bills on time. Number one, if you are more than 30 days late on any of those bills that I just previously mentioned, you will be reported late to the credit bureau. It is a very serious negative impact to have any of those accounts reported late. So keep that in mind. Paying those bills on time is extremely important. Number two, keeping the balances on those accounts low. So I understand your student loans, almost impossible to keep those at the required percentage, which we'll talk about. Car loan, obviously most of us can't go out and pay our car loan down in a year, right? But the things that you can control, if you have a credit card, here's the magic number. If your credit limit, let's just say your credit limit is $1,000, and you go out and you shop or you pay bills or you do whatever you do with your credit card, and you let your balance go above 30% of that credit limit, your scores will be negatively impacted. So let me repeat that. Look at your credit card statement. Know what your credit limits are. Always keep your balance, your monthly balance, the amount that is reflected on your monthly credit statement. Keep the balance below 30%. That's the basic. If you can, and I always encourage people, pay your balances down to zero. Because if you don't, That interest rate, and you guys know if you have credit cards, the interest rate on most credit cards are very, very high, sometimes up to 28%, right? So if you have a balance that is going to get carried over into the next month, the interest rate is going to be assessed on whatever balance you carry into your next statement. So not only is it negatively impacting your credit score, but it's negatively impacting your wallet. So again, if you have a balance and you are unable to pay the full amount to zero, at least do the math and figure it down to at least 30%. Any balances that are 30% or less that are carried over into your next billing cycle, those are reported on your credit score for the following month, and that is a positive credit impact. Anything over 30%, negative. Anything under 30% reflects as a positive credit management, right? So that's how the formula is based. The formula is based on A, paying your bills on time. C, managing your debt balances. If you carry high balances on your debt, that includes your student loans, your auto loans, your credit cards, any other loans that are being reported to the credit bureau. If you carry balances over 30% of the original balance, it negatively impacts your score. So it's simple. For the ones that you can control, specifically I'm talking about credit card debt here, pay your balances down to at least 30% of your credit limit or lower. All right? So that's a good tip for today. That is a great way to improve your credit score. If you are struggling to get your score mortgage ready, right? And I'm speaking specifically to folks who are considering home ownership here. That's where you start. Start by paying down your balances and start focusing on saving. So I'll come back and talk about, and I'm going to probably for the next week be talking about preparation for home ownership, because this is the season I've been getting a lot of phone calls, been working with a lot of people over the last month who are preparing to own their own home, and I love it, right? So that's my thing. So we'll be talking about improving credit scores for home ownership and developing a good savings plan to get you to the closing table, all right, and beyond. So you guys have a great day. I'll talk to you soon. Check us out. Check out the videos on YouTube. If you haven't already seen them, subscribe to the Poverty Chronicles, and I'll see you guys around. Have a great day.